Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know what? I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with Starsat.
And of course, I am never alone. But we must link into that whole thing, please. But anyway, before I get ahead of myself, hello, Harmony, and thank you for being here. I'm introducing as a guest, ne? I'm sorry, it's just all this energy that I have. It's a Friday.
It's a Friday. I want it again. Like, let it overflow.
Like, yes.
Let it overflow. You're so beautiful. I think spring has sprung on you.
Exactly. I mean, a day after Heritage Day, we are into spring. We need to be,
you're blowing us.
We need to blossom and be happy.
But what's up? And would always say Rosa because you look like the sky.
Okay, good one.
Absolutely. Well, the name is Harmony Mpele. Opele kulunontando dlambulu langa lokulunga ombithombigazo sompiso ndaba ezitha kuboni kanjalo nje ebukhosini. Well, you're watching Midday Express right here on Galaxy Universal Network, and if you have Starset, it is channel 500.
Wait, let's do that whole Midday Express thing. Okay. And you are watching
Midday Express. Let's do it again. Well, you are watching one of the best of the greatest shows right here on the continent, and it is Midday Express.
Yes. And do follow us on all our social media platforms. It is Galaxy Universal Network right there. And do give us a thought on some of the stories that we have today, because I really think it deserves conversations on social media just to hear what people actually have to say.
There is one that you have for us.
One in particular.
There's one in particular that needs a conversation.
That one needs a conversation indeed. But as we move on into our headlines for the day now, Ramaphosa is to meet with Nahau today.
And taking the second story, what is?
Now, former Free State MEC Msebenzi Zwane is to testify at state capture today.
And taking a look at our African stories, we are looking at human trafficking happening in Malawi.
And also then in our international story, used condoms sold in Vietnam.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I think that's the one we said needs a whole conversation.
We absolutely will have the conversation. And apparently we have interviews galore today.
Yes, we've got Umbuso Khoza, who's a choral Zulu man, who's going to be showing us a light on, being a proud Zulu man. But also, I mean, high-pitched voices. It's like,
is it those?
He sings with us. So a very interesting interview we're going to have with him right there on Zoom. And then we also have, of course, from CZA as well, since we are still covering the tourism feature as well for the month of September. And then also we have got Koshin.
Like he's a Koshin because he's an artist, he's a rap artist, a conscious rap artist rather.
I like how, before it was like trap, he's like, no, conscious rapper. And I really love us to get more into conversation on what a conscious rapper is all about.
And is there any heritage, culture in hip-hop or rap?
Yes.
But I guess we'll get into that conversation later on.
Yes. Now, as we look into our first story now, President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to meet with the National Education, Health and Aligned Workers Union at midday today at the President's official residence in Mahlanga, North Clove, rather, in Pretoria. Now, the meeting follows after the union protested outside a government block housing President Cyril Ramaphosa's offices, demanding a salary increase and better conditions for workers in the front line of fighting COVID-19. Now, Nahau staged a national strike earlier this month, demanding that the government responds to its demands by the 10th of September. However, they were left furious when the government ignored demands, and that led to the second strike, which took place on Monday, demanding answers directly from Ramaphosa. Now, we have a video right there of actually a strike that broke out, not necessarily the one that broke out recently, but also back in 2018, just to show like
they always requesting things from the government and they haven't been heard. And I guess that's why they took it to Pretoria when they were marching, saying that we demand to speak to the president. Let him come out and address us because we can't hand it over to a minister because we don't know where the memorandum is going to go to. Will it be heard? Will it be spoken of? So I think them saying that the president must come out is a good one.
But to have him to, like they said, expected to actually meet up with them today, well, I guess we'll just follow up on the developments of how everything is actually unfolding right there. But let's just have a video right there of what had transpired back there in 2018. Okay, so as we see right there, unfortunately we can't play that video right there, but like we had said, that unfortunately the only form of way in which people have to talk or get a response from the government is through protest. And look, the president is actually responding at the end of the day. So are we saying that do we continue with protesting until you are heard, or is there an alternative way you could actually use to actually
it's a good question. I think we should ask the viewers at home whether they feel that we can ever get the government to listen to what the people have to say without them taking to the streets. Because I think we've all seen and recognized how that if you take to the streets, how when you protest, when you do something that seems to be illegal to the eye of the law, therefore you get arrested, therefore certain things happen, people get arrested because of protesting. But have you heard anyone convicted of corruption? The millions and millions of money getting disappear. Do they ever go to prison? Yeah, and talking about that, indeed, with corruption and stuff, you know, that moving on to the second story, we've got a state capture story now that's coming in, which is also a controversial topic because we see these people being, you know, they testifying and stuff, but at the end of the day, are they being convicted? It's like, what happens after the state capture? We don't hear of arrests being happening. Yes, because I feel that they're telling the truth in the state capture, because even when they're speaking, it's like they're trying to recall everything. And with the one that I was watching yesterday, it was a mere thing of Mr. Zondo asking the questions, and he was precise about everything. Were you there? Were you not there? What was happening? And it was quite a conversation. But taking a look at what was happening with the Zwane case, and it's a tricky one.
So just looking at that story now is that former Free State MEC for Human Settlements, Umsebenzi Zwane, as well as his former advisor, Muso Tswametsi, will be testifying today at the State Capture Commission on the 2010 housing scheme in the Free State province.
And a housing plan which involved money being prepaid to material, supplies and contractors to hasten and piece expenditure and delivery and stop the department from losing its grant funding from the National Treasury, which was brought to light.
Now, on Wednesday, the province's former head of the Department of Human Settlements, Mpho Mokoena, implicated Zwane and then Free State Premier Ace Magashule in the scheme, saying that he was told by Zwane to make advance payments to a contractor on instructions from Magashule.
And Zwane and Mutsietsi continue to say the two will provide further details on the project, which saw 600 million rand being paid into contractors and material supplies, which the completion of the single house had not happened. Yeah, so like we said, we're looking at another form of state capture where people are being brought right there to testify. But like I said, I personally would literally love to actually see someone being arrested after these allegations being made. Like, we like to see what happens after a state capture. And I think it's regard the ANC, and I'm going back to the story that we covered during the week or last week of Lungisa. Yeah. Muandile Lungisa, where he's been convicted for 2 years for hitting one of the DA members with a jar. But that's not corruption. That's an act that deserved for one to go to prison if you're looking at it in terms of law, right? But now here's corruption. We are always mentioning names, we're always calling out politicians, but no one is being arrested. But for an act to Andile Lungisa is being convicted now, and his lawyers are trying to make sure that there are amendments to certain things that he's going through his trial processes. But when it comes to corruption, what is happening? Because we've been watching the Zondo happening for years. Quite a long time. It's been years at this point, and no one has been officially charged. No one has been officially taken to prison. What's 600 million to housing, Rosang? Already, and that's the sad thing about it. How many is that we keep talking about these stories on a daily about corruption happening, and it's in the millions. It's not even millions.
A few millions is your hundreds of millions.
It's not even like 1,000 rand,
Yeah.
100,000 rand.
Yeah.
These people are taking millions. So when people are paying taxes, when streets aren't being revamped, worked on, when schools lack sanitary pads, when schools lack infrastructure, when the government is lacking on certain things, young people need jobs. Why don't we take the 600 million that has been confiscated or used abruptly within the people that are in state and build institutions that allow young people to be in?
And that money that's actually put into the actual state capture, I mean, that's money already for all these proceedings to be taking place. That money that is spent there, like you say, could be put in, more beneficial things. But like you say, that's just our opinions. Hopefully, we'll just see proceedings, how it all unfolds at the end of the day. Now, as we move on into our African stories now, 2 Malawians and a Mozambican have been arrested in Mangoshi for trafficking 9 young men aged between the ages of 22 to 30 in Mozambique.
And the 3 were arrested during the early hours of Tuesday at Mwawa crossing border point.
Now, Deputy Publicist for Mangoshi Police Station, Sub-Inspector Amina Tepani, identified the suspects as Asan Charles, aged 32, Mkaona Gobili, aged 64, and Maya Anafi, aged 34. And
Daudi said that the police officers were tipped by members of the community that a silver Toyota Saint, a Citena with passengers on board, was using a route heading to the cross border, which had the people that they had kidnapped.
She further then added that following the tip, the officer successfully found the motor vehicle with the registration number KA8313 with the 6 suspects and the 9 victims, who were then taken from traditional authority Chimwala to Mozambique.
And the victims were revealed that they were going to Mozambique to do a peace job at the east, belonging to a Mozambican suspect.
Now, all the suspects will appear before court to answer the charge of trafficking in persons, contrary to Section 14 of the Trafficking in Persons Act.
And the police have since thanked the members of the public and their support in the fight against human trafficking crimes in the district. And it's a hard one that we're looking at, knowing that human trafficking is not just women, men too are implicated in it. And it's a hard one knowing that it's happening within the borders of Africa.
And I love, with the spin to the story, I think we've always heard of women being trafficked, but with this one, it's actually men who are being trafficked. So I think it brings another twist to it to show that everyone is at risk at this day and time. It's not necessarily women and females.
And the community coming out to play, saying that, giving the police the tip-offs, where are they going, what's happening, what car they're driving, the license plate. And I think even we as citizens have that role to play when we're seeing corruption happening, when we're seeing human trafficking taking place, abuse taking place. Therefore, we should report it to the authorities so that measures can be taken and so that they're apprehended in time.
But you know what the thing is, Harmony, you find that a lot of people actually find they're scared to talk out and speak out on these matters because they think, what if I'm next, type of thing. So not necessarily that. Unfortunately, it's not everybody that actually speaks out on such incidents that actually take place. And also another thing that raised alarms that are happening right now. It seems as if there's an increased number in human trafficking, but it's not necessarily the case. But it's just that now it's being brought to light more often because of social media and how widely spread it is. But not necessarily mean that it's only spreading now and increasing now. It's been there, it's been happening, but like you say, as a community, as people actually see this, let us actually speak out and actually try and reduce the number of human trafficking.
Absolutely, and I would like to hear from you right there at home who is watching. What are your thoughts on kidnapping, human trafficking in Africa? Not only in South Africa, but even men at this point are being human trafficked. And this story correlates even to South Africa, seeing the protest that it was happening yesterday, that our countries are actually going through similar things. Our stories, our current affairs are the same thing. And how do we then speak out? How do we then, we as the public, make sure that we are one and united in everything and anything that we do?
Yes. Now, as we move on to our interview, I'm not even sure if that's ready, but we said we've got Umbuso Khoza, that I said, that is a choral singer right now who's going to tell us a little bit more about what he does and stuff like that. But I guess we'll get a little bit more into that after the break. Do engage on all our social media platforms. It is Galaxy Universal Network, and this is still the Midday Express. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know, I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Feel the heat. Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know, I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Feel the heat. Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
That special feature of the day where we bring someone who's all about heritage, culture, and all things sophisticated within the choral music. What do we have today?
We have got Babumbuso Khoza today, who's going to be joining us and telling us a little bit more about what he does. But before we get into the interview, let's just show you a video of what he actually does. Just have a look at this.
Shut
beautiful, beautiful video to see right there.
Absolutely.
But we've got the man of the honor to actually talk to us about what he actually does. So, Babkoza, thank you so much for joining us on the Midday Express today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to this.
Well, take me through what you do. And I think we've just seen the video, and it's all theater, it's all music, it's all things that have to do with the voice hitting the back of the audience. So take me through what you do.
My name is Mbuso Khoza. I was born in Eshowe in the north of KZN. In a very cultural environment. I also work as a vocalist, songwriter, and also a mentor. I started something called Mbuso Khoza Mentorship Program here in KwaZulu-Natal, where I mentor young musicians from singing to writing songs to how do you conduct interviews, and also how do you present your music being interconnected to your culture.
Now, I think something very interesting about you, Babkoza, is that I saw, you are a choral musician. Like, I think that's one thing interesting that I saw. A strong, staunch Zulu man with that. So walk us through that.
I mean, music is a universal language. So now, when you borrow other nuances from other cultures, that's how we grow. So I realized that when I was observing musicians from KZN, they sound almost the same when you're listening to Umaskandi. So everyone does that. But what is it that is going to present me or position me as an African artist, not just a Zulu artist? Because these notions, again, when we say is being Umsotho or Mutswana or Umxhosa or Umzulu, is something to become, or is it something one should be, or is it a process? Actually, it's a process, because when you check, more than 5,000 years ago, we were called Abantu because of Untu, who was a direct descendant of Ham, who was an eldest son of Noah. Later, there was a man called Munguni. Then there were Gunites. I mean, so there were Ngunis after that. But when you go back during the times of Abraham in the Bible, there was a man by the name of Guni, and there were Gunites. So these are the processes. You can't therefore go around and say, I'm a proud Zulu and everyone who's not Zulu is nothing. Because these are the processes. Maybe in 50 to 100 years to come will be called something else.
Interesting.
I like how Babkoza actually took it from just music and actually spoke about, rooting it back to where we come from as humankind.
And I think it's very beautiful to know Guti Konubaba that is so certified about what he's doing. Baba, please do take me through the process of creating the music, creating a showpiece, the theater that you put together. How much time goes into that, the music writing and putting together an entire show?
Extensive research is crucial when you're doing something like this, because there are shows that are cultural. When you're watching them, you're like, but this is not how we do things at home. When people are over-exaggerating on stage, and then the Zulus, so I had to take my time, check these nuances. How can they be presented on stage without demonizing or bastardizing them? And also, the importance of the understanding of the linguistic segments that are found in certain cultural music that was composed in the olden days. So now when you are putting together a piece that you're going to present in a theater, you also have to visualize someone who's sitting down watching you. Do you want to entertain them? Do you want to be pedagogical? You want to teach them? No. But you want to fuse pedagogy within entertainment on stage. So yeah, it takes a lot of time. It's not like this microwavable music that we are experiencing today. When people will just take a loop, and then they shout on top of a loop, and then they call it music. So, but when you check Americans, the ones that were imitating so much, the thing is, when they started hip-hop, it was poetry. There is a swear word that I won't utter here that that start with an M, that they use. They say, if you do not take care of your own family, you are just a man who slept with my mom. You are not a father. You know.
Yes.
You know. So what I'm saying is the message in music, it should also speak to our values as Africans.
No, but because I like words of wisdom right there.
Absolutely.
I just want to sikhulume about projects next in line. What can we expect from Ubabkoz?
On the 29th and the 30th of October, I'll be presenting an evening of folklore. So it means I'll be presenting the olden songs, but now using jazz as a channel now to make our cultural music breathe. And then I also am working on the Battle of Isandlwana lecture to be presented at Soweto Theatre, I think from the 21st of January up to the 24th. As we all know, the Battle of Isandlwana took place in 1879, July 22, in the north of KZN, where the British Army fought with the Zulus, and the British were conquered. So now we are commemorating that, so that we are trying to say, these people fought for us, just like in 1976. So now, when we now look back, we're going to say, people who went to march and died in 1976 for our freedom, those people were not promised tenders. And people who went to fight at the Battle of Isandlwana, I remember when I was researching this, even the wives of those people, they had to wear izidwaba, their traditional skirts, in reverse. This was a symbol saying, we are ready to mourn the death of our husbands, as they are going to fight for the future of our heritage. So now, today's leaderships can learn, therefore, from these people and say, but these people are not promised tenders. They went there to fight for the future of their people.
Yeah. No, but because unfortunately, it's shy, but I really would have loved us to converse more about this. I'm trying we can organize another time, go deeper into what you are informing us with, and all the best with everything that you're doing.
Ngiyabonga cool. By all means necessary, I will be back.
Thank you. A well of wisdom, I think, when it comes to theatre, the acknowledgements of the different pieces they have, music, history on its own.
We've got more than just to know about music right there. And then I just, in one story that we're just going to cover just before we go on a quick ad break, and then moving on into another interview, like we said today, we've got galore interviews, right? Now, in a very...
Yeah. I think this one needs us to breathe. But as we take a look at our international stories, police in Vietnam have confiscated an estimated 345,000 used condoms which had been cleaned and resold as new. And this was stated in the media report.
Now, dozens of large bags containing the used contraceptives scattered across the floor of a warehouse in the southern province in Vietnam.
And we're taking a look at what the police have said, that the bags weighed more than 360 kilograms, equivalent to 345,000 condoms that have been found in the premises. And
now the owner of the warehouse said that they had received a monthly input of the used condoms from an unknown person. And a woman has detailed during the bust of the police that they were using an experiment which was first to boil them in water, then dry them and reshape them in a wooden shaped object before being packaged and resold. Repackaged and resold. Yeah, like, whoa. And then it says further on, then the Provincial Market Management Director, Tran Phuyan Tang, said that the condoms had been confiscated to use as evidence, but will be disposed of immediately after because they are considered a hazardous waste. And it is. It is a big hazardous waste that we're looking at, and as the condoms are being classified as medical items, several laws and owners have broken into them and saying that they'll look into it and investigate further. And then it was not clear though that how many of the recycled condoms had already been sold, and the detained woman said that she just around there. So. A bit of a tricky one. Number one, I think our questions is, where did they find the used condoms? Where did they get them? Do they scatter through the bins, the waste places? Exactly. How? I think... Like, where did they get them to clean them out, to reshape them, to repackage them?
The money to clean them,
It's like,
even to repackage. What?
I'm lost for it.
I am lost for it. I think we really need to follow up on the story and get someone on the line on what really happened.
What really happened? Because honestly, it's just one of those stories that just raised a lot
of questions.
A lot.
What about health? Number one, the health, and as much as they're boiling them, making them brand new in their way, and rebranding them and packaging them, but there's health.
And my thing is, can they still be of the same use when
as
they're
before?
New? Now, do we also ask questions now? The increased numbers of pregnancies now, because as we know that it is a contraceptive method to make sure that we don't fall pregnant. So now we just like, what is happening? Does it mean now we see increased numbers of pregnancies in Vietnam? And just to say, it's in Vietnam, right? How do we actually even know that these are being distributed worldwide? Because it's not necessarily just Vietnam that's experiencing. So we're all at risk at the end of the day.
I think that's where I was going. Where are they distributing them in other countries? Is it only Vietnam? If you're looking at over 600 kilograms of rebranded, reused packaging of condoms. It's a hard one that we are dealing with today.
345,000 units. Oh my gosh, I really can't. But do engage with us on our social media platforms, the Galaxy Universal Network. I really want this to be a conversation. We really need to know what's happening. What are your thoughts on such a matter right there? But let us go for a quick ad break right here on the Midday Express. And we come back, we still have interviews with Kosi.
Kosi and Koshin. Yes.
And closing off with the interview right there. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Feel the heat. Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
China's saying that the latest outbreak is under control.
Feel the heat.
The cabinet has decided to ease restrictions on certain other economic activities.
I don't want to be a white person who sits by and does nothing, so that's why I'm here today.
Feel the excitement.
We are here to unite, because what we are fighting for is to stop institutional racism.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
Well, welcome back from the ad break. You are still watching Midday Express right here on Galaxy Universal Network. As always, we bring you guests galore, we bring you content galore, we bring you all things international, all things current affairs. And today we are joined in studio by Koshin that we're going to be talking to later on. He's a conscious rapper, a lyricist at heart, and we're going to be talking to you later on the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Yes, but before that, I see you already here. How many?
I was about to let you handle that one.
Okay.
You know, ladies.
All right. Before we're getting into an interview with Koshin, we've got Kosi right there from Zimasa Travel, who's going to be talking to us for our tourism feature that we have right here on the Midday Express. Thank you, Kosi, for joining us. How are you doing this afternoon? Kosi?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure.
So just to kickstart into the interview, just tell us a little bit more about Zimasa Travel and your beautiful province right there, Northwest.
Yes, Northwest, as you know, you all know that it's very warm. Zimasa Travel, it is a travel management company that was founded by myself as the founder and the CEO of the company. And we founded the company in 2016. And the company basically focuses on two departments whereby we do travel services from flights, accommodation, car hire, as well as conference bookings. And then the other side where we do package tours, where we do arranging day tours or long-term tours. That's what we do.
Interesting. I see there's a variety of what a person can choose from, whether what their preferences are. But what is the most visited places, the gems in the Northwest that a lot of people might not be aware of?
We've got quite a few of them in the Northwest. We've got your Hartbeespoort Dam.
Yes.
We've got the Big Five, the game reserve with the Big Five, which a lot of people visit the province for. And not to leave out the cultural diversity that we have as a province. We've got different cultural and heritage excursions that we do and people come to the Northwest for. So, for example, you've got your Mpebato Museum in Muruleng, which is in the middle of the village, and they do Mpebato Museum, but then that package through Pilanesberg where they experience the Big Five. And then when you go further out, you've got Madikwe Game Reserve. So, and then when you go towards the Klerksdorp Potchefstroom area, we've got Vredefort Dome as well. People visit that for, it's more of an adventure, junkies that would love that site because you've got meteorite, you've got hiking, you've got water sports in that area.
Sounds interesting enough already. Sounds like we just want to go already. We just want to go already. Now, Kosi, just to touch on this a little bit. We know, like we say, there's a lot of competition in the tourism industry. What differentiates you as your company from the rest?
In terms of our business, we are a very energetic team, as a team, I must say. And because the owner is also involved and is managing the business, so you've got that accessibility, flexibility in terms of decision making when we do packages or travel solutions for be it corporate or leisure, because we cover both markets. So there isn't a lot of discrepancies or hierarchy, a lot of hierarchy that people need to go through to access decisions.
Oh, wow. I hear that. But I think the greatest question, since we are going to be heading into the fourth industrial revolution, and I think I might just throw this one in because 2020 has showed us that we need to do everything in a digital way. So how have you transformed your business through COVID-19 and how is it doing in the market at this point?
Yeah, you're right. COVID-19 shows us flames, all of us, especially us in the tourism sector.
Absolutely.
However, it gives us an opportunity to relook at our strategy and in terms of allowing our clients to access our system whereby they can book for themselves online. They don't have to come through to the office, and they can book for themselves online through our website, where they can access it on www.zimasatravel.co.za. And we also upgraded or upskilled our staff members where in all the systems, because we've got a lot of systems that we are currently using internally. So everything is done online. We made sure that we adapt to the change.
All right. No, thank you so much, Kosi. And I hope anybody who wants to now go visit the Northwest, you know, they should be in contact with Zimasa Travel right there. She gave, where can they find you on Facebook, right? And your, what are your social media handles?
Okay, the company, it's Zimasa Travel Agency, both on Facebook as well as Instagram. And then we've got our website as well, zimasatravel.co.za. And then you'll find all the email addresses and contact number. We're also accessible on WhatsApp because people send their request on WhatsApp on 0794162557. It's easy to send your request through that.
All right. No, thank you so much, Kosi, and all the best. And hopefully we could be coming through to the Northwest soon.
Definitely, definitely. Especially because next week we've got Mahala Week. So people visiting the parks for free next week.
What?
So come through.
We'll absolutely be coming through.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh man, such a beautiful one.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful one. I think the Northwest is a beautiful place. And here in studio we are joined by Koshin, an artist, a lyricist at heart. But before we get into your artistry, would you visit the Northwest? Or would you be dropping an album in the Northwest maybe?
Yeah, well, I would visit. I mean, just to see spaces that I don't know. Just to explore basically. And I feel like there's different energies everywhere. Like I would like to record my music in any province because I've been boxed in Gauteng. So definitely I would go there.
Now, okay, I just want us now to get into the name Koshin. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Am I saying it right? Koshin. All right. What does it mean and where does it stem from?
Well, it's actually Koshin isn't like hazard, like Koshin, C-A-U. It's just spelled with a Q.
With a Q. All right.
So, where it comes from? High school things. It's a high school story. Well, it started through social media handles and whatnot, and then when I tapped into actually exposing myself as an artist, people actually used it, and it stayed with me as just a handle. It became a stage name. Now it's a brand.
Okay.
So take me through your artistry from where it began to where it is now, because you dropped your first song in grade 9. And here you are today, I think 4 or 5 years later, and you're still standing.
Is it 5 years? Yeah. It happened so quick. But it's just amazing, to learn and to be able to just do something that you had envisioned as a person. And me as a grade 9, 15-year-old boy stepping in that studio for the first time, I legit recorded that song with one take from the start to the end. It was like a performance. I don't know how to record, right? I'm still new. So ever since that day, I never stopped being in the studio. I just love making music.
Now, I wanted to talk about, you said you're a conscious rapper. I just want to know what that means exactly.
He called me a conscious.
That's him, because when I was like, he's not a trap, he's a conscious.
Well, Well, I'll say that I try to speak about anything that anyone can relate to. I guess that's why he's saying I'm conscious. Maybe there's a song he relates to, or maybe someone else relates to that song. But with me, it's just when I put my pen on page or I type out my lyrics, it's always something from the heart or from the mind where I feel like, this thing has never been spoken about, or I feel like I haven't spoken about it. My opinion's not out there about it. That's where the deep and side of me comes.
Okay, cool. Well, there's a song that you released, Durag, and that I think a lot of people literally grew to the brand, to who you are as an artist through Durag. How did that song come about, and how did it do?
Actually, that song was, a mistake, a beautiful mistake. We didn't even try it. It just happened. I was in studio. My brother Tebogo, he was just playing around with beats, clearly nothing's happening. And then this this beat comes in, and I'm like, no, bro, I have the right words to this, you know, like words that can fit in properly. Came up with the hook.
Caution.
Purpose.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to do this, but then because people are actually waiting for your performance, you know what you're all about. Yes, we always have your performance, so we'll just have to cut it right there and just let your music do the talking.
Yes.
But then that's all we had for you right here on this beautiful Friday on the Midday Express. Do catch us again, same time, same place. From myself,
and myself, Harmony Mbele. It's a goodbye, God bless, and see you guys after this ad break, because Coach and Kid will be back with a performance.
It off.
Feel the heat. Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat. Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know, I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
China's saying that the latest outbreak is under control.
Feel the heat.
The cabinet has decided to ease restrictions on certain other economic activities.
I don't want to be a white person who sits by and does nothing, so that's why.
Steady chilling and I'm binging. All of my goons are winning. We getting active, we going at it. Hitting the taking no Uzi. That's life, no movie. Actors don't move me. Tom talk, no cruising. But that hater be bruising. That traumatized. You and I not the same size, but the love got better. I'm still way ahead of my time. Love got real shine. Shine bright like a dime. That girl by my side, she hella down, no lullaby.
Too many good vibes all around the world. Got me hypnotized, can you see it through my eyes? Said there's too many good vibes all around the world. Got me hypnotized, can you see it through my eyes? Said there's too many good vibes. Said there's too many good vibes. Got me hypnotized, can you see it through my eyes?
hypnotized, feeling blue inside. Steady chasing time, 2099. Tell me what's reality when you're by my side. Wiggle, slip and slide, catching on a vibe. She got me hypnotized, black and blue inside. She got me wishing hard, she is shooting star. Limit in the sky, but I just passed by. Out of sight, out of mind, you just turning it blind. Ay, hypnotized, ay, hypnotized by your thighs. Ay, what I feel, ay, deep inside by the flies. Ay, hypnotized, ay, hypnotized by your eyes. Yeah, I love your smile, it gets me high in paradise. Ay,
there's too many good vibes all around the world. Got me hypnotized, can you see it through my eyes? Said there's too many good vibes all around the world. Got me hypnotized, can you see it through my eyes? Said there's too many good vibes. Said there's too many good vibes. Said there's too many good vibes. Don't stop.
Feel the heat